Patrick in the morning. Time to talk some sports with our guy, Pep. And we got some things to talk about. What's going down, Pep?
Yeah, we sure do. Beginning with late last night, the Dodgers keeping that perfect record intact. They are now 8-0 on the season after a 6-5 win against the winless Atlanta Braves, and it was Shohei Ohtani adding another moment to his already, well, I'd say, prestigious legacy. And it was a walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth by Ohtani to win it. So now they're 8-0, and Patrick, man, this Dodgers team, the defending World Series champions, off to their best start since moving to LA, and also off to the best start for a defending World Series champion. So they are actually better than last year.
Yeah, it's hard to think about that, but also we got two different worlds going on. If you're the Atlanta Braves, you have not won a game yet. You're up 5-0 on those world champs, and then the air just goes out of the building, and Ohtani just puts on a Hollywood-like performance. I mean, come on. I'm at my baseball game last night with my 14-year-old, and all these 14-year-olds have their phone. With all of a sudden, they're like, oh, there's the feeling of like, okay, the Dodgers are finally going to lose. It's baseball. It's going to happen. And then like, Ohtani walk off and like spread across the field. I'm like, you're kidding, man. This is wild.
It's a Hollywood script, right?
Yeah.
I mean, man, if I was writing it, I'd be like, okay, the team is losing. They battle back. The star player comes up with the game on the line and hits a home run to send everybody home. Like, it's Hollywood, man. And the Dodgers, a little dramatic, but they still find ways to win. They're 8-0 on the season. But also, I should throw in here, because I'm sure there's Padre fans listening to KCAL right now as well. Padres are 7-0 as well. So the Dodgers and the Padres are off to terrific starts. In fact, for San Diego, it's their best start in franchise history. So as good as the Dodgers have been, they've only got a one-game lead right now in the National League West on the Friars.
And they're getting another. Here we go with two different worlds here. We got all the attention on the Dodgers. Meanwhile, the Friars are just quietly doing the same thing. Pep and I can feel it already. Here we are, 8-9 games into the season. It's going to be a showdown between the Padres and the Dodgers once again. I kind of can't wait for it.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we want, right? That Dodgers Giants is the traditional rivalry. They hate each other. I get it. But right now, last couple of years at least, it's Dodgers versus Padres. And if it's going to play out like this, like let's say they're going to be the best team in baseball all season long, dude, these games are going to be huge. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know it's still early, but to be 8-0 and 7-0, that's not a fluke. They're good teams.
You can feel the knockdown, drag-out fight coming on.
Yes. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm here for it, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's talk some torpedo bats. Kind of goes back to the Dodgers, too, because Max Muncy is the first Dodger to use that new, I'll say controversial yet legal bat with the bigger barrel. Max Muncy used it last night. I looked in the box score. He did have a two-run double in the game. He had one hit, two-run double. So Max Muncy's using the torpedo bat. A lot of other players across the league are now adopting it, but the Yankees are kind of the first ones to really use it and I don't want to say get caught, but kind of put it out there publicly that, we're using a different style bat. We'll call it a torpedo bat. And it's now kind of, I think, catching on across the league.
It is. The Yankees got a guy from MIT, and basically they had a couple of hitters who were having trouble barreling the ball, hitting it off the label, which is funny because I used to have a high school coach who used to tell me, it hurts, doesn't it, Patrick? Stop hitting it off the label. Pull your hands through. Basically, all they did is they found out, okay, what are the rules? It can be no longer than 42 inches, and the barrel can be no more than 2.6 inches around. For those who don't understand what it is, they basically just slid the barrel towards the label.
Yeah.
So it does look more like a torpedo. And I mean, it does remind me of what Barry Bonds did. I understand that every hitter is not Barry Bonds, but Barry Bonds used to say, hey, these pitchers always tried to jam me. Fine, I'm just going to choke up, kind of doing the same thing, moving the barrel a little bit closer to him so he can barrel it. And it looks like there is a little advantage going on. So if you're the other teams, you better get some torpedo bats.
Yeah, if it's legal, and it is, and everyone else is doing it, and they're having success, it's probably worth at least experimenting with. And I think a lot of teams, like we mentioned, Max Muncy was the first Dodger to do it. I don't know if Ohtani even needs to do it, but he could. But right. Max Muncy tried it. He had a two-run double last night in that win against Atlanta. So I don't know. It might be catching on, and it makes a lot more sense, right? There's more area on that sweet spot, to make contact with. So I don't know. So if you're hearing about torpedo bats, that's exactly what's going on, and it might be the new thing across Major League Baseball.
It's just funny. The players used to be juiced. Then remember the balls
The
were
ball
juiced.
was, yeah.
And now the bats are juiced.
Yes. Always looking for that competitive advantage, right? So
Very Belichick.
Yeah,
To find out what are the rules.
Stretch the rules.
Yes.
Where's the line? Let me walk all the way to the line and tiptoe around it. So.
Let's find it.
All right, let's talk some NFL as well. It is the offseason. We got the NFL draft coming up, but the NFL also had its annual league meetings where the owners get together, all the executives, and they kind of decide what the rules might look like for the upcoming season. And the old tush push, perfected by the Philadelphia Eagles, your Super Bowl champions, they were talking about that, maybe to outlaw it, but it did not happen. They just agreed to have more discussions about it and revisit it down the road. For as of right now, if you're the Eagles and you're at the goal line, you're going to do the tush push, and more times than not, you're going to be able to score a touchdown on the play because it's legal right now.
Now, I used to be on like, hey, if you want to get rid of it, stop it. I used to really be on that side of the fence, because, hey, if they can do it, why not, right? But I think the other side of the argument, Mark Schlereth, the former Bronco and Commanders, formerly the Redskins, when he played for them, he did bring up one point that did make a little bit of sense. He said he doesn't like the tush push because the defense is not allowed to push the other players equally as the offense is allowed. And I did not know that, or did I think about that? I will admit that does seem a little more. And then he says, and then once you've got all that weight pushing, then you are kind of talking a safety issue a little bit. He thinks that somebody could just end up getting hurt where that pile is so many thousands of pounds. Somebody's knee gets going against that pile, it's over.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe the biggest thing, right, is the safety concern. And I think the NFL, the owners or whoever was doing their research, looking for data to find out how many injuries happened on that play. And I just think it was inconclusive from what I read and what I heard, that they were looking for data. They wanted stats and numbers to say, to take back to, I guess it would be the owners, whoever makes this decision, and say, hey, we got to outlaw this because on this percentage of plays, guys are getting hurt. They couldn't find it. They didn't have it. So they're like, well, all right, well, I guess we'll, agree to talk about it again down the road. So as of today, it's still legal. It's still out there like a torpedo bat. Use it.
Right. It was kind of looking, though, like you said, like it was going to get outlawed. Yes. And then all of a sudden, nope, let's push it down the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so these league meetings are interesting the way the games might look. Another thing, it's not approved, but I think they're going to talk about this at some point, and then it'll probably happen in the future, is the 18-game regular season. They want to add another game. We just added a 17th game to the regular season recently. They're thinking about adding an 18th game to the regular season, which I feel like is inevitable.
Yeah, I think so for sure. And players are going to say the same thing. Oh, you really care about us, right? Going to put us in harm's way. But hey, it's so much money. As my father used to say, Patrick, money wins the argument.
Yeah, and the players will probably get a little, extra kick down too. Like if you get paid per game, they'll get a little extra money per game as well. So there would be more money for them if it does go to 18 regular season games. One other quick NFL note, has nothing to do with the league meetings, but there was some pictures that surfaced of quarterback Aaron Rodgers and your boy DK Metcalf working out here in Southern California at UCLA. And if you forgot, DK Metcalf just signed a big contract with, the Pittsburgh Steelers. So now there's another connection of Aaron going to the Steel City to be with Pittsburgh.
It really makes sense to me that this is because when they got rid of all their quarterbacks, Russell Wilson gone, Justin, he's gone. They both end up in New York, which is kind of funny, but they don't really have a quarterback. I think what's going on here is Tomlin's like, let's not give the media something to feed on here. Aaron, you talk too much anyway to the Pat McAfee show and all that stuff. I bet you there's a little agreement that he's going to be, like you said, they're already getting seen in LA working out together. Why would they be doing that? Clearly, he wants to keep playing. That is definitely a sign of that. But I think this is Tomlin like, hey, let's focus on the team and not so much on all your wacky theories and ayahuasca and dark trips and blah, 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 blah. I think he's like, let's just do our own thing and keep it under wraps. But I think we're going to see him in Steel Town.
Yeah, I got that feeling too. And it sounds like if you listen to a lot of the experts that Aaron Rodgers knows he's going to be a Steeler. The Steelers know he's going to be a Steeler. His future Pittsburgh teammates like DK Metcalf know he's going to be a Steeler. They just haven't officially announced it. Like it's probably going to happen. And I don't know if DK and Aaron are tight, but if you're working out with some dude and you go out of your way to UCLA, I don't know if they, maybe they both have a home in Southern California. I don't know, but it seems like that was by design, accidentally just bump into DK at UCLA to go practice and train.
Yep, and they say UCLA is very open to letting the celebrities use their field. Smart.
Yeah. So here it comes. I think it's a matter of time before we hear Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback of the Steelers. And finally, we've got the Final Four this coming weekend. On Saturday, the two Final Four games leading up to Monday's national championship. It's Duke against Houston, Florida against Auburn. And again, this is the only other time where all four number one seeds made it was 2008. So Patrick, let's wrap it up like this, a quick pep quiz. Do you remember that Final Four from 2008? Because I'll be honest, I didn't. I had to go back and look it up.
No, I can't remember that at all, to tell you the truth.
It was Kansas beating North Carolina, and Memphis beat UCLA with Kansas winning the whole thing, the national championship that season. So that was the only other time all the number ones were in the Final Four.
That's when Bill Self, right?
I think old Billy Self was just getting started at Kansas.
Wow, man, right out of the gate. Very, very interesting. And just to refresh everyone's memory before we know when we got a couple minutes left with Pep, is Pep thinks it's going to be a Duke-Auburn final. Is that correct?
I had Auburn. Yeah, Auburn versus Duke. Auburn winning the whole thing. That's what I've ridden with since the very start.
Auburn is Duke, or is Pep's person. And then I think that Florida is going to beat Auburn, and it's going to be a Duke-Florida final with Duke winning the whole thing, just to keep everybody on track. So we stay with what we stay with, right, Pep?
Hey, man, I'm going to go down with the ship. For better or for worse.
That's right, man. That's why we talk to our guy, Pep. Tell him how to get your stuff.
Get my stuff anytime. It's called Inland Sports on Instagram, on X, on Facebook, on YouTube. All you have to do is go in that search bar, search Inland Sports, and you'll find me. That's Inland Sports.
Thanks, Pep.